Feminism in Japan has a unique and deeply rooted history, shaped by the country's cultural, social, and economic dynamics. While the global feminist movement strives for gender equality, the journey of feminism in Japan is distinct, reflecting a complex web of traditions, modernization, and ongoing societal struggles. Despite its rapid modernization and global influence, Japan's patriarchal structures remain entrenched. But why does this matter? Feminism in Japan is critical not just for women, but for the entire nation's future. Japan's history with gender equality is complex. Though the country has made significant strides, challenges remain. Gender pay gaps, underrepresentation in leadership roles, and societal expectations that prioritize traditional family structures weigh heavily on women. These issues are not just social. Japan's declining birth rate and stagnant workforce participation by women pose long-term risks to the nation's economic stability. Feminism in Japan thus becomes not just a question of fairness, but of national survival. In the 2023 Global Gender Gap Report, Japan ranked 125th out of 146 countries. This stark figure speaks to the deep-rooted gender inequalities that persist in the workplace, politics, and domestic life. One clear example is the M curve, a term used to describe how women's participation in the labor force drops sharply in their 30s and 40s due to societal expectations of marriage and motherhood. Many women, upon getting married or having children, are expected to leave their careers, only to rejoin the workforce later in life, often in lower-paying jobs. In politics, the numbers tell an equally troubling story. As of 2021, women held only 9.7% of the seats in Japan's House of Representatives, far below the global average of 26%. This underrepresentation hinders the development of policies that could address critical issues like childcare support, work-life balance, and domestic violence. Without women's voices in decision-making spaces, true gender equality remains out of reach. The challenges women face in the workforce are compounded by workplace discrimination. Despite the 1986 Equal Employment Opportunity Law, many women still encounter barriers to career advancement. Japan's labor market is divided between regular and non-regular employment. Non-regular employees, disproportionately women, lack the job security and benefits of regular employees, perpetuating the gender wage gap. These inequalities remain deeply ingrained in Japan's corporate culture. So, why does feminism in Japan function the way it does? Historically, Japan's post-war economic boom was built on a clear division of labor, men as breadwinners and women as caregivers. This dynamic became embedded in society, shaping gender relations for decades. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's Womenomics initiative aimed to bring more women into the workforce. But these efforts largely fell short due to Japan's deeply entrenched workplace practices, such as long working hours and lifetime employment expectations. Without changing these structural barriers, true gender equality will remain elusive. Feminism in Japan also intersects with other forms of discrimination, such as class and age. Post-colonial feminist theory critiques the application of Western feminist ideals to Japan, emphasizing the importance of understanding Japan's unique cultural and historical context. The country's post-war occupation, rapid modernization, and traditional norms all influence the specific struggles Japanese women face today. Feminism in Japan cannot be separated from these historical experiences. Despite the challenges, feminism in Japan continues to evolve. Activists are pushing for greater workplace reforms, political representation, and changes in societal attitudes towards gender roles. The stakes are high. Japan's aging population and declining birth rate make gender equality not just a matter of social justice, but of economic necessity. By empowering women, Japan can create a more sustainable future for everyone. Feminism in Japan is about more than just women's rights. It's about reshaping a society to be more inclusive, equitable, and prepared for the challenges of tomorrow. Understanding Japan's feminist movement helps us grasp the broader global conversation around gender equality and the work that still lies ahead. Feminism in Japan, the fight for equality continues.